After years of following the project of Top Thrill Dragster and what will become of Cedar Point Strata Coaster, I'm just thrilled to say that I was able to ride it 4 times, and here's my official review of Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. You're going to learn what I loved about the ride, what I didn't like about the ride, as well as where I sat, my favorite parts of the ride, and is it better than the original Top Thrill Dragster? And if you're like me and you love the original Dragster, then you gotta wait till the end of this video, because you're gonna love what you see. My name is Brandon, and welcome to Theme Park Recommendations, formerly Predictions. And over the course of the last 2 to 3 years, I've been creating prediction videos regarding this ride. I was the first person to say that it will have a spike, and it will feature an extended layout of some type, and I'm thrilled to say that this coaster delivers in every aspect. It really does. First and foremost, to everyone who I met at the park the last 2 days, it was an honor, it was a pleasure. I love meeting you guys, taking photos, just chatting about coasters. That was the highlight for me, was that really. It was just really cool to be able to be recognized by so many different people, and ride operators or families, or see people in line. Fantastic. It's the best part of our industry, is meeting people and connecting with them and just sharing this wonderful passion that we all love. But let's talk about Top Thrill 2, Cedar Point's record-breaking Strata Coaster, the world's fastest and tallest triple launch coaster. You have to experience you have to. It's hard to describe. First and foremost, a lot of people were complaining about the launch, and the first launch, where it doesn't really get to speed, and it's like 74, 76 miles an hour, whatever it is. And I was one of those people that are like, well, that's kind of underwhelming, the first launch. But then you go ride it. And I had a really good discussion with my good friend in line, and then we brought up, like, well, Maverick's launch is 70 miles an hour, Velocicoaster is around the same. Great launches. This first launch is faster than that, and it does pack quite a punch. Obviously, it's not as good as the original hydraulic launch, but that first launch, it's really good. You get, pretty high up the top hat. It's like the rollback is definitely noticeable and enjoyable, and it's like, wow, you look around and you start going backwards a little bit, and then that is the moment that it's not messing around anymore. Like, it's about to get real, because as soon as the train gets into the launch again, you just start going backwards, man. Like, it's crazy. It just picks up speed so quick. It's almost hard to keep your hands up. And then before you know it, you're flying underneath the station roof and then up the vertical spike. And I gotta tell you, that feeling is unlike anything else. Like, I know there's Superman, the Escape at Magic Mountain, that does similar, and I've never done the reverse version of that. But this one here, it's unreal, because you're literally the force, the speed, and you're just going up so high. And you continue to travel higher and higher and higher as you're looking down. I mean, I looked at Millennium Force, it got smaller. Power Tower definitely got smaller. And then I looked out when I was at the top, and I was able to see the top hat out in the distance, and just seeing the whole ride in front of you. And then you start to go back down. I honestly think the biggest surprise for me, the second biggest surprise, was the amount of time that you're on the spike. Like, it doesn't look that long, but when you're riding it, it feels a lot longer. And that's just, it's a surreal feeling of weightlessness and floating up high above Cedar Point. And not to mention, it's kind of freaky that there's no like stopper on the end of the the track on the spike. I mean, if you just look closely, there's just the rails and that's it. So I'm glad it doesn't overshoot, and there's still a good clearance there. If you're questioning on when you should go to Cedar Point to ride Top Thrill 2, then this video right here is just for you, and you can find the link for it in the description of this video. Also, if you want to grab a Baby I'm Ready to Go t-shirt, you can do so on my online merch store, keepridingcoasters.com. But once you just hang in there, then you start traveling down And the head chopper is legit real. It's great, one of the best ones out there. And then you hit the third launch, and you wouldn't really think there's gonna be much of a kick between a 100-mile-an-hour launch than to a 120-mile-an-hour launch. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong on that, because you literally feel it, and it goes much quicker. Obviously, the acceleration's phenomenal on it. And it's almost on par with like the initial launch. Like, I think Top Thrill 2 offers more adrenaline than the original because of all the different launches, in the sense, and the actual, you're traveling at a higher speed much longer on Top Thrill 2, whereas Top Thrill Dragster, you just did it on the launch, and then after the top hat element as you go into the brake run. But Top Thrill 2, that third launch is just, I mean, you're going 120 miles an hour, and it's just, you feel it. It's phenomenal. And as you start cresting the top hat, you then realize this is a little faster than Top Thrill Dragster. Like, the momentum you have going over the top hat, it's unbelievable, because the videos, you can watch the videos and you can see it. Like, you get airtime. Like, not just a little bit. You get a lot of airtime going over that top hat. And then the spiral down obviously is the same, but you have more speed going through it, and it's definitely a little bit more intense, a little kick to it. And then you finally go into the brake run, and I was just in awe. Top Thrill 2 honestly blew me away more than I would have ever thought it would. And my hat's off to Zamperla. Zamperla, if you guys are watching this, thank you guys so much. You guys did fantastic. I know I doubted you guys, and I apologize on that, but Cedar Point and Zamperla, they knocked it out of the park, and I'm very intrigued by the future of Zamperla, and I think you should be as well. Now, let's talk about what I loved. I love the theming of it. The whole midway looks so different. Cedar Point really made you feel like you're part of the racing scene. I love the fact that they kept the bleachers, the station, it's blue. It looks so good, and the music is the score is just very, very dramatic, and just gets your engines going. You get pumped up. They don't have the "Baby I'm Ready to Go," like my shirt, and then the Republica song playing on a, you'll hear the remix version, so it's kind of hard to hear it, but that's my only like negative, but I don't like. But I really do love that the interaction that the Midway has now with this coaster, and it's really weird still to see it going backwards, even though you know it does. It's like, wait a minute, why is this coming backwards? But it's so much fun, and the whole area around it looks amazing. I also love the trains. Again, Zamperla, good job. Those trains are phenomenal. No seatbelts. You go in, pull it down, you're good to go, and you're off. I love the T-bar restraints of Top Thrill Dragster, but I gotta say, these restraints are just as good, and the trains are even, if not the same, if not better. They're very, very comfortable. So good job, Zamperla. The black train and the blue train are the best. The silver train, try not to get it for now if you can, because there is a rattle. That's the train that has the rattle. It's kind of unnerving because you can definitely feel it. But it adds a little bit more intensity to the ride. But I prefer black or blue train. And why isn't there a red train? There should have been a red train with this. I think they should have bought 4 trains just so they can run 3 consistently, just in case one train's out of commission for the day. A red train, black train, white train, and blue train. Maybe down the road they decide to add that, but a red train on that track would look, whew. So yeah, I love that. I love the crew. The crew did a fantastic job. Opening day, everyone is just, it's going to be a mess anyways. They did a fantastic job. Titus, you're the man. Thank you for everything, and all my other friends on the crew that I've talked to. I can't remember your names. I apologize. Thank you guys so much for doing what you guys do and providing a fantastic coaster for us to go be dorks about and ride it. What I did not love is obviously the locker situation. I think it's complete BS that Cedar Point's charging $3 for a locker. There's ways around that. Cedar Point needs to do better with that. Hopefully over time they will find a solution. So I did not care for the lockers, and the lockers are located like basically before you get into the line. If it's basically the overflow queue is outside the locker area, then you go into the locker area to put your stuff away, then you go into the actual queue. Now, once you're inside, I heard this from employees, once you're inside the actual ride itself, the queue line, basically once you pass the metal detectors, it's a 90-minute wait. Fast lane line was averaged around 20 to 30-minute line, which obviously wasn't bad at all considering it's a brand new coaster. And the last thing I did not really care for is the ADA line. There were so many people with the ADA pass. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that's in line is lying, but when you're running 3 trains and one of the trains is pretty much every single time just for ADA people, something's got to change, because that is it's killing the line itself, the regular line. And I've heard from many people over the weekend who visit Cedar Point frequently that it's not strict enough. You can go up there and say anything you want and they'll give you a pass, which is ridiculous. So they need to do better with that. Again, my opinion, but it's just when you have that many people in line, it was crazy. And it's unfortunate for the people that really do need that pass. They have to wait even longer when they shouldn't have to wait near as long, because you have a lot of people that are saying, oh, my back hurts or my ankle, whatever, I can't do this and anything else. But Top Thrill 2 is a record-breaking coaster that features 2 segments of the ride that goes over 375 feet. It's a spike. You get up there, and it really does get up there. I would say around 375 again, and it's just crazy how high it is. And then, as I'm looking at my notes, I sat in the front row twice, and I got a back row ride and a second back row. And it's hard to pinpoint what I like the best, front or back. It's so hard. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. But I really do love the fact that you have the front, the visuals, the speed. I love that. The back was great going over the top hat. And my 2 favorite elements were the spike, of course, and then going over the top hat. Those are the 2 best, in my opinion, elements, coaster elements you're going to find at Cedar Point. That spike is unreal, and that was just like the best thing ever. I also really enjoyed going over the top hat, because you have airtime and you're getting pulled down the entire way down. It's insane. And normally I'm hands up all the way, don't care, but going over that top hat, I'm not gonna lie, I held on for one moment. I was like, holy crap, you just don't expect it. It's not right, in my opinion. It's a good not right. So those are the best elements, in my opinion, at Cedar Point. It's phenomenal. And here shortly, I'm going to show you guys a video of one of my good friends on X. I was able to ride it with him. He's going to give you guys his perspective of Top Thrill 2, and as Cedar Point's his home park. And so I'm really excited for you guys to hear what he says about it. But the big question that everyone's asking, is Top Thrill 2 better than Top Thrill Dragster? Yes, it is. 17 seconds opposed to like 45 or 50 seconds. The ride time is much more better or longer, and it makes it more for a more enjoyable attraction, a coaster. You get more fulfillment out of it. I loved everything about the ride itself. I would not change anything about the ride. The launches are fun. Obviously the rollbacks even great. Cedar Point again did a fantastic job. Now, if you like the original Dragster, then stay tuned till the end of the video. Also, right here is DJ. Follow him on X at DJ_ThemeP. He goes to Cedar Point all the time, posts some really good content. Check him out and enjoy. So behind me is not this guy here, but Top Thrill 2, of course. But this guy here is a really nice guy. His name's DJ. You can follow him on Twitter if you want. Anyways, I just want to give your thoughts on Top Thrill 2. This is your home park.
Yes,
so go ahead. What do you think of it?
And right there, that's the best part right there. Coming down, you swing around, you whip. Oh, it's amazing.
There's a reason why they cut out that support a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
It's definite. It blew me by surprise. I really enjoyed it. How many rides do you have on it? That was your first ride. That's fine. You rode the back.
Back row is amazing.
So where do you want to go next? Front or back?
Definitely back. I would like to do front, but
that spike was crazy though. Yeah. The spike was really cool, looking down the power tower.
The hang time, everything.
The hang time. So, well, you're lucky this is your home park. You get to ride this a bunch this summer. And Cedar Point's done a great job with it. I'm blown away. I know you are as well. Because we were here last year, October.
Yeah,
and it was so it's like anticipation was just growing and growing. So, well, thanks for saying hi for me, and be sure to check him out on X and Twitter. Again, a huge shout out to everyone who I was able to hang out with and meet at Cedar Point. It's always great meeting everyone. And if you missed the original Top Thrill Dragster, then right here is the official POV of Cedar Point's Top Thrill Dragster before it was reimagined. So check this out and let me know your thoughts of Top Thrill 2 and when you're going to be visiting. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.